I like that one. Yeah. You are listening to the Lost Minds. You say it, that sounds better. You are listening to the Lost Minds podcast.
Let's get this session started with a deep breathing exercise. And by deep breathing exercise, I mean, see on the inside.
Hello. What are you doing? Just making a podcast. Bet your ass cool. Welcome to the Lost Minds podcast. This is a lost episode. It is the second episode we did, I believe. It is a little different than we normally do it, so I'm just going to leave it in how it all was with the old intro, with the old formal intros and breakups and all that weird stuff. So it's a little different than normal, but then again, I guess none of our episodes really follow any format. So yeah, without any further ado, this is the lost episode, episode 2. Enjoy.
Right, stop.
All right, welcome. Why are you laughing?
That one's going to start with, Brian, stop. Well, you asked for it.
That's how the podcast starts, yeah, before it stops before it even starts.
Yep.
Look, he's finally done laughing. Now,
Dude,
we're
that's
gonna do
seriously,
this.
I will not.
For my intro, I want a Jurassic Park theme song. Seriously, it's it.
Your mind went off?
Yeah, I got lost. Lost mine.
Your faces are so funny.
Be serious. Our faces. Dude, we can't do
It's
anything
too
about
bright in
that.
here, dude. Crack rock margaritas.
How would you end an intro?
Just stop.
Welcome to the Lost Minds podcast. Today we talk about murder, aliens, and other shit. What did we talk about this time?
Well, this time we got really deep in about Uber and driving people around.
Lyft.
Lyft,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, I guess because you do it a lot. And then after that, we got a little crazy with the UFO talk and the conspiracies. It's not really conspiracies, more like just random facts about the universe. Then we got delved in deep with murders, like how to die and how people die. And I forgot what we ended it with. Because honestly, like, I was listening
That
to
was it. We actually were talking about the most random stuff, the most random roleplay. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, and then at the end we have a little promo code, so if you can catch that on your way out, catch us outside. How about that?
How about it? Yeah. Check it out. I'm just gonna start, and then
Who's doing the intro?
we can do the intro at the end.
Okay, let's do it.
We just start talking,
You want to
because
just
that was
start
actually
asking
pretty funny.
questions?
No, well, or just how you were just barely talking about. I don't even remember, but it was funny. I was laughing. Well, yeah, I guess just I could ask you 5 random, well, not even random questions already written down, but ask you 5. You probably heard. I wonder, he may have heard these questions, but I guess it's kind of good because he hasn't heard these questions.
Yeah, that's true. He can't. He's not loaded.
Brian just picked 5 random questions. He's like, "Oh, these would be good questions
These are
to ask
fast
each other."
questions too.
Okay.
All right, you ready for your first question?
Yeah. When are we gonna start recording?
It's already recording.
All right. Well,
Cool.
I'm not even ready.
There's your.
I'm panicking.
Wait, what's going on? I thought I was the one asking the questions. He's over here. Wait, when are we recording?
All right, let's do this.
All right. Okay, first question. Who do you know and what do you do?
I know a lot of people and prep cars for paint.
You know a lot of people?
A lot
Anyone
of people.
specific? Any A-list celebrities? Or just all the fucking
No,
boring
dude,
people?
I'm a boring loser, dude.
All right, question 2. What drives you?
I want to say energy from the sun.
That's a good answer.
Okay. What is your spirit animal?
Oh, fuck, dude. I wanted to go with Badger right off the bat because, dude, I'm fucking savage.
Fuck. I was trying to think of an animal that sucks dick, but I think you're the only creature.
Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Dolphins.
It's what I hear. It's like, all right. So Badger. Okay. Number 4. How did you meet us?
How did I meet you guys? Very unfortunate. I went to school and you assholes are there. As a little kid, my parents put me in this slave camp called fucking Monroe Elementary. And that's where I met you fools.
It's called public school. Public school's not bad, though. All right. 5th and final question. What is your favorite memory with the crew?
What crew? This crew or my other crew?
Shut the fuck up.
What, bro? I have to be sure.
First and foremost, you're not part of this crew anymore. Second,
Cut his
what's your best
membership
memory
card.
with that crew?
My former crew with you
Yeah.
guys? Well, probably the moment you guys quit coming out. It's probably the best thing that ever happened to me. No, but all serious note, my favorite part with this crew. There's just so many, dude. Pumpkin smashing when we were little. When I didn't want to do any of it, but you guys did it all for me. Unless that was my other crew.
Yeah, I'm not incriminated by any of this vandalism.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Halloween has changed, but all the holidays really have changed. I remember before when we were younger, everyone would decorate, everyone would have stuff out of their
Remember when it
festivals.
used to snow on Halloween?
I know, I do remember being cold and wearing jackets. And
I
walking back
don't
and forth.
remember being a
No,
pussy.
Everybody's wearing fucking shorts.
But right now, it's weird being fucking February and it's raining. It's 50-something degrees raining. But I'll be in Mexico next
What?
week.
Nice, dude.
Cancun?
No, Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Hell yeah, dude. So hopefully it snows here while I'm gone.
Yeah. I hope it snows right as you get back.
That'd be kind of cool. It'd be like a vacation from a vacation. Like, oh, I'm vacationing in the snow now. That's the best time. I remember when I was in California, like coming back to Utah was good because it was like vacationing in the snow. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna come snowboard for the weekend and shit.
Oh yeah, that
That's
one
way
weekend.
badass. Not living in the fucking snow is like good. Living in the snow gets tiring after a while. It just beats you down. And you're just like, fuck.
I don't know. I like the snow.
I love it.
I think I'm going to go live in like South Pole, Antarctica.
Let's
or
live in
whatever.
an igloo if you love the snow so much.
I'm going to live in an igloo when I move down there. I'm already off
Man.
the grid anyway.
Alright, you see, I can see him now. He's like up there, and they're like, "What the fuck is this thing?" It's like an attempt to make an igloo. It looks like something a badger dug out
Hell
and
yeah.
crawled in.
A
And
hole
there's
in
just
the
like
ground.
all these weird like snow people that are made, and he's like, "Me, and my friend Frank." He's Frank.
me and my
Oh man,
girlfriend."
Frank is a trickster. He's always like sneaking up behind me. Angel Frank, come Frank. And
He's always breaking my balls.
yeah, it's like really melted on the backside. I'm like, what have you been doing with these?
Why is
ones?
there a hole in his
yeah,
ass?
What have you been doing with these ones?
They got to poop, dude.
And he's like, never mind him. He's like, sometimes he likes to talk back. And soon he's like, showing me the rest of his village. He's like, let me show you this family I have. He has like a weird like snow family inside one igloo. All like looks like they're like made of kind of like snow shackles holding them down. And
A
stuff.
couple of tombstones.
He's like, these ones.
Dude, no harm, no
got
foul, bro.
nippy.
No harm, no foul. Nobody's getting hurt. Except for maybe me.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, all that poor snow around you. He's like,
Oh, the poor snow.
all the lemon ices, snow cones.
I'd offer you some. Got any more of them sweet questions?
It was called the first 5.
You got the second 5?
Second
No.
5. First question.
Those are, I guess I just wrote my answers and stuff down.
Well, let me ask you
Do
those
you like me
questions.
asking you questions? Do you want me to just read you my answers?
No, let me just It's better when I ask you. Let me see the paper. All right, sir, you ready? Who wrote this? A fucking third grader? Half of this is marker and half of it's in
Printed it
pencil.
off the internet.
All right. Who do you know and what do you do?
Well, I know you guys, and I think
Not
that's you.
anymore.
Yeah.
Not after this.
And I sell paint and paint-related materials.
Propane and propane accessories.
What drives you?
A Jeep. That's it. What drives me is getting to come and crack jokes with Admir and Brian.
I hear only 2 types of people drive Jeeps. Steers and queers. And you sure as shit don't look like a steer to me.
Just driving, I was like driving down the street like those freaking gerbils and the little things. There's a steer.
All right. How'd you meet us?
By coincidence, it was fate. One day I had a dream and woke up in the same shitty school district as you guys. And next thing you know, actually, wait, no, I was like, I'm a little bit older than you, so I like knew.
Yeah, you were an asshole.
You must have got connected through the Russians.
Yeah,
we had a Russian mafia, a mutual connection, eh?
Same
so
school,
later
though.
on, when we got through second grade.
What's your spirit animal?
I believe I had T-Rex written down over there, or
Dragon,
Yeah,
T-Rex, or fag. I don't know. That's fox.
Fagiot? Is
fox.
that some kind of Pokemon? A Fagiot? Dude, that was very like hateful. To be
Sneaky
honest.
fox, dude. I think you need to fucking
Fox,
grow a
yeah.
pair.
Okay, come on. What's my next question?
What's your favorite memory with the crew?
I think I had a lame answer like the ones to come, but dude, I think the best memories I've ever had.
That's like a contradictory answer to the question.
Dude,
memory is something that happened
did your
in the
mind
past.
get lost when you get that answer?
I got a little angry.
Like a little perturbed.
On the inside, I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be the end of the crew.
You're like, that's right.
I'm like, here's your favorite memory, you son.
When I kicked out of the crew, we're all leaving.
That's not bad. I really like these questions.
Now, I'm not even sure what my fifth one was, but that's good. But now you can ask him to Brian.
All right, Brian, are you ready for your 5 questions for the day?
Yep. Kind of.
Who do you know and what to do?
I know like 12 people.
That's not bad. Some people don't know any people.
Yeah. And I'm a prepper.
Oh, doomsday prepper?
Yep.
Nice. Very nice. What drives you?
My family.
Nice. That's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your spirit animal?
I would have to say a bald eagle.
A bald eagle.
Yep.
Is that because it's an eagle or because it's bald?
No, it's because I'm American.
America.
Good answer.
How did you
Good
meet
answer.
us?
Craigslist.
Ooh, nice.
Just
Good answer, good
needed some bimbos, and
Yeah.
here you guys are.
Hell yeah.
He's like, young dude looking for other young dudes just to chill and hang out in a circle. Nothing more than talking, just circle talking.
Circle talking.
Here we are.
What's your favorite memory with us?
I'm not sure if it was committing arson or
Murder.
trespassing or yeah.
Nice.
Something
good.
around
Well,
there, in between the lines.
I'm glad we got the first 5 out of the way. Now we can work on the second 37.
All right, number 6.
Number 6. Here we go. Brick, did we already record that?
No.
Would you rather
Uh-oh.
win $1 million lottery ticket or find a briefcase with $1 million in it?
I'd rather find the briefcase with $1 million. That way I wouldn't have to put it through the government. Hopefully not get anything taxed. Just
How do you
go
know
out
there's like
about
no
that.
landmine or something under it? Or like a sniper watching it or some dude like in the bushes waiting? Or the CIA setting it up?
I would take that risk other than like
And
you
you're
win
like,
the
"I was
lottery
taking
and then all your friends from the woodworks come up and, hey, I heard you won the lottery. You got some extra cash.
Be like, you know what?
I
Just
don't
gonna
have
kill
any
myself.
friends, so nobody would come out of the woodwork.
I don't know.
You don't have a phone, so you're okay.
Mhm.
Well, the lottery now is like almost at $1 billion or something like that,
I don't know where you've been, but that's insane. It's at like 300 million or something like that.
Dude, I swear it's like at something ridiculous.
Powerball or Mega Millions?
Maybe I don't know.
I don't think you know what you're talking about, dude. But it's all right because you're on this podcast and that's what it's all about.
Dude, someone fact check that one day. They'd be like, dude, it was at $1 billion. Maybe like, in like a few years. No one wins it. I'm like, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it was.
I called
Just gotta
it.
be more patient.
What would be really funny is like you actually go into the audio and you edit it in later. You do the research and you're like, in the middle of your conversation, you're like, 1 billion. Confirmed.
Except for I'm dog shit at like editing on the sound parts, so it'd be like, and it'd be 1 million.
Yeah.
It just cut over the top.
It's
Like
just
totally
super
sounds like it's
shitty.
in a different thing, like background noise.
You're in an airplane?
Yeah.
Confirmed, 1 million.
Fa, 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 fa.
That'd be great.
Good.
Hey, how's your Lyft business going?
Oh, dude, actually, it's not too bad. I do it here and there, and not as much and stuff. But
You
dude,
still
that's such
ripping
good
people off?
cash, dude. Really, for
Guess that's yes.
what it is. Definitely, like pretty dang simple.
You ever have you had any creepy people yet?
No, just the very first lady was the only one. It's so funny too, because so many people ask that. What's the craziest Lyft driver or Lyft passenger you had and stuff like that?
You gotta start
you
making
crazy
shit up,
fuck.
dude.
Yeah.
You gotta start. The fucking dude who held the knife to my neck. That son of a bitch, dude. If I didn't have that ejectocito in the back seat,
I would have been dead.
yeah.
This total hot babe just started totally grabbing my nuts and everything, and I was like, I'm not into dudes. So it was an awkward ride on the way back. But
Damn, dude. Dude, you get
no,
what you
the
get.
but the thing is
throw a
that
fit.
I'm like the first lady I ever picked up was the craziest lady I think, or a person I had, because I was like, all right, here we go, you know. And it was like 6 a.m. I had just dropped Aubrey off, whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, but you can go pick up baby, and I'm like, baby, I'm like, oh fuck, do they have like a baby and shit, you know? I'm like, oh, they have a baby, and I go driving down the street. I'm driving down like 9th and shit, 9th, and
that's sketchy.
it's almost like, I want to say, I don't know, just past 7th East or whatever, and there's this lady just standing out in the street, and I'm like driving towards her. I'm like, that, and I look at the GPS and just like judging it. I'm like, that's her, dude. I'm like, I just know.
In the
like,
middle of
driving,
the street?
standing there, dude. And she's like kind of looking, and then she notices it's me. She's like, hey, hey, hey. She's like waving her hands and like yelling, hey, at me and stuff, you know. She's a, you know, white trash looking woman. And she's
How
like,
old would you say she was?
probably like late 30s, maybe, you know, early 40s.
Nice.
She's a little busted up, you know.
Premium.
Crazy Christie status.
Crazy Christie status. Gets in the car or whatever, and
I like it.
so the name was Baby. Her name was just Baby. I'm like, oh man, it's funny. They heard moniker on the thing or whatever was Baby, and she's like, hey, I just got to go down the street or whatever. She's like, can we drive kind of quick? I'm a little bit late. She's like, these people are screwing me right now. And she was on the phone. She was like on the phone with people. And she's like, yeah, you. She was like, I told the doctor. She's like, I need more pills. And like straight off the bat, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, this is funny. And literally that, it was like maybe 4 or 5 blocks down. And we pull up into an area and it's all these scrounges out front. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like, I'm pretty sure it was a methadone clinic. Because that's when I think who she was like talking to was someone for some shit like that. Because she was like busted like that. She pulls up and we start pulling up and she goes, yeah, pull around to that back door right there. And there's like these 2 dudes right here. She like, I guess knew him. She's like, oh, that's Hank or whatever. She's like, go ahead and just move him out of the way and pull me like to like where I'm pulling. I'm like, no. I'm like, they were just chilling. I'm like, I'm going to just stop right here. And she's like, oh, fine. She's like, all right, thanks for the lift. She like gets out. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm already like around the back, you know, and I'd heard stories of like Uber drivers were like, yeah, down here and shit. And next thing you know, they come out like some Rumble in the Bronx shit. Hey, yeah. Hitting glass down on my car and shit. Hiding, but like that's why I was like, yeah, here we go. And then she like left and she's like, you rate your ride. And I was like, 4 stars, just cool.
You're like, that wasn't so bad. Have you
yeah, she didn't get that bad.
do you have any like protection?
Just
Not condies.
some
I'm talking about like
magnums.
some magnums.
oh no, nothing like that.
Nothing?
No, it's been pretty chill for the most part, you know. It's a lot of like younger girls and stuff take
Hell
it
yeah,
and
dude.
a lot of stuff.
I guess I'm getting into this.
Dude,
I could go buy me a
just
car.
think of anyone lazy, dude.
Oh.
No, it's super convenient. A lot of people too. A lot of times when I do it in the morning, I'm picking up people, just taking them to the airport and shit, and so it's like just random and stuff. And so it's super damn simple. Except for that time I was doing it at Sundance, where like usually like you take someone down a couple blocks, you'll get $5-6 or whatever. No, it ain't shit, you know. It barely takes like 2-3 minutes to do a ride like that. In Park City, I was doing rides like that. It was like $40-something. What the fuck?
Fucking thief.
And it tells
dude.
you, dude. It tells you.
Highwayman.
I thought it didn't tell you, but it will straight up tell you. It'll be like, this is your estimate, you know. This is what the ride estimate will be. Do you accept that? And they're like, yeah. And so like a lot of times they were seeing it because it'll be like at peak like 600-700%. So they're like basically seeing like it go down the street. They're like $50, all right. Even like the people were down. So, like, I was like, Damn, I felt bad. I almost been rather just been like, dude, I'll just turn the app off and I take it there for like $20. But I'm glad I didn't because I made good money that time. But
Hell yeah.
no, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's fun for the most part. I don't know. I feel like that shit's kind of like the future, especially eventually with the autonomous cars and that. Like, pretty soon I know that's just how it's going to be. People are like, beep, and freaking those machines just going to drive there, pick them up. Like, why mess around? You know, why have that human error? It's nice. It'll be maybe more like that Starbucks feature where, like, you know, you can have anything that the people make there a machine can do probably better. Because most of the time it's just buttons
more
for them anyways.
accurately.
But people like that, you know, it's a coffee shop Phil bringing you the coffee over the counter and shit. Because Starbucks even started off just selling the coffee experience, no coffee.
Mm-hmm.
They're just selling like the cups and the shit. And they're like, hey, we're just like a coffee shop, hang out, you know. People are like, well, can I get a cup of coffee? So they like the atmosphere. And so they're like, oh, so they started selling the atmosphere and like the things like that. What a machine could do, they're having a person do. And that's pretty much kind of what Lyft is. You know, hey, it's your friend. You can hang out, talk to him, blah, blah, this, that, the other. But I'm like, we're so close, especially to the time and the way a lot of the people are when they get in the car. Like, if they can ping a robot to come get them, it's happening. Like, it's going to go off like that. I think, especially at Tesla or something. You know, because, like, even that's one of the perks with Uber that, you know, you can pick, like, because one of their first service was black car service. Mm-hmm. So you can have, like, a freaking Lincoln or, like, a Caddy, you know, something pull up and take you and you look like you're some kind of boss or some shit.
With a U on the front.
Yeah, big old freaking Uber thing on there. That's how Lyft is. They got this big old, they used to have the mustaches and stuff. They got rid of them and they got, like, the stickers now. But now they're, like, showing some shit they're going to give. It's like, it looks like a speaker on the dash. It's like a little surfboard, maybe about the size of a water bottle. And it lights up the hood, and the way it reflects off your window, it freaking, like, makes the whole front of your car look like a strip of pink.
Damn.
It's kind of cool, you know? You get it after, like, so many rides and stuff. I think it's really cool because, like, it'd be actually really easy, like, especially in the morning times, to, like, make enough money for the rest of the day. Like, if I went from, like, 6 to 9 or 10, I'd probably make more than I would at my normal job in one day. So I would have all the rest of the day to, like, go fuck off or whatever. But, like, it would be so easy to go do something and then go to, like, LA or something and just drive for a little bit, you know, or go somewhere else.
Can you go out of state?
Yeah, you can go, and people do it all the time out of state. There was a lot of problems. People were getting hit with different regulations because in some places like Utah before, they would have, like, cops would ping people and just get in the car and then give them violations for anything they did wrong, like illegal U-turns or, like, before then they had to make sure they rode up front, you know, because now they're more lax on the laws. Because, dude, freaking Lyft, and it's in a weird little thing, you know, where, like, you don't have to have the regulation or safety like how most truck, like your dad and stuff. You can't drive, like, I can drive for like 24 hours if I want, you know. Your dad, he can't, you know. He has, and he had to get a class, like a legit license, you know, for passengers. I don't, you know, and stuff like this. They had to get a gold medallion and pay taxes on the miles and things they do. Fucking we don't, you know. And so it's like this weird gray area. It's just like Airbnb, you know.
Yeah.
No taxes there because, like, they don't have property tax, any of that. They're just renting out rooms. People paying for that shit, you know. They don't have any of those fees for, like, having to have renting and all that stuff. And so that's a weird gray area, dude.
That'd be cool if you could add some additional features like a hitch. I have a hitch. Only $2.50 more, and I'll, you know.
Oh, pull you and stuff?
Pull your ATVs.
It'd be cool if they did, something with, like, pickup trucks, because you were telling me, like, you can't use pickup trucks. But it's, like, people like me who only have pickup trucks, and I wouldn't mind doing Uber for, like, hey, you know, I need to get a bunch of my briefcases and shit with me to the airport. Like, let's say you have a bunch of shit. Use a pickup truck.
Some band equipment over to your friends.
That would be actually really cool, because that's one thing that they kind of don't. They just say, do you need, a lot of times, like, a normal one or, like, XL? And XL is, like, anything more than, you know, 4 people in the car or whatever, like a standard car size. And they'll send, like, a van or some shit. But, like, if they had that stipulation, you know, where it was like that, hey, I'm just a single rider. I got some, I'm going to be moving some shit out of my house. I need somebody to come just with the pickup truck, throw some shit in there. You know, pitting, and that would be like, so it might even be a little more kind of select, you know, because people are more trying to ping rides. But almost every single time I pick someone up, it's a single rider. And I feel like they could easily put that single rider, pick someone with a single rider car, you know, single door or a single door, and just get in and out. But, like, those kind of things would be nice, because that's eventually, like, that's kind of like how it started. The Uber started with, like, the black car service, and then Lyft started in college, where it was like a list of people where anyone who needed a Lyft, almost like ride sharing. And people would just start emailing and texting each other, hey, I need a Lyft, and then kind of meeting up. And then you could give the opportunity to donate money or just take a free ride. You know, didn't have to do it. Now that's when they had implemented the pay, and they kind of have slowly merged to close to the same thing, Uber and Lyft. But Lyft was like saying they're moving towards like doing shit like with like a ride share, you know. So if you have like all your friends want to go out and party and stuff, and you have one buddy that lives in like right now, so it'd be Brian would be the first one. He'd be like, all right, I'm coming to get you guys. Pings, you know, himself. They just go straight down, maybe bang it or boom, get you, you know, because he's like, oh, we're all going out. Mm-hmm. So that'll be a stop. Because I've done lifts where like I've taken a guy somewhere, straight up drug deal, dropped him off, we went and did some and he like, and that was part of the lift. And there's like second part, and like he gets back in, and I took him home.
Damn.
But like, yeah, that was shit. Because he's like, oh my god, that part actually was funny. Getting sidetracked going on that one. But like, he had like this little metal tin thing, and he like hops in, and I have to go drop him off. He's like, oh, I'm picking up a paycheck at like 6 a.m. or some shit. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going over here at this place, and it smelled hella like weed, you know, because I can never smell it unless I haven't been smoking for like a day or something like that. And so it was like, you know, the day had gone by and I didn't smoke that morning or nothing. So like right when he gets in, I'm like, Hawk. I'm like, yeah, dude, I bet, dude. And he's just like, we're going over there, and he like goes just basically, yeah, he goes and, like sells that shit. But that's yeah. And then so he gets back in the car and just I drive him back to the house, and he tells me this shit. He's like, hey, yeah, just this one right here, and there's like a house. That's where the pin was. With the blue Subaru, man. Blue Subaru, I pull up there, park. And I get out and I'm like, back up, I go around this block. But I'm like, fuck it. And so I just flipped around. So I was just going to drive around the block. This fucking guy's like walking down the street to go to like a different house, you know. But he had the lift pick up at a different house. And he's like, so I was like, I knew it was. But that's basically one thing that they're implementing now. So they're going to have it. So yeah, you pick up, you're the furthest away, drive down, pick up Admir. Because he's like, all my homies are going out. They'll drive over, pick me up, you know, drive over, drop us all off there. And then you can even pick up and be like, hey, I'm going to have the same thing for a rideshare back. So the guy will see it and be like, this has 3 stops. And you'll be like, drop you off at home, drop you off at home, and drop you off at home. And which would be better because the longer you're in the car, you get more money that way. And I'd be down to do some stuff like that. But those are some things, you know. Yeah. It could be the same, but with, you know, truck, hitch, all that good stuff.
That's kind of funny because, like, imagine some dude, he's like a drug dealer. He's like, all right, man, I got to make 10 deliveries today. Gets a lift, pings all those spots that he's got to go. Lift picks him up. He's like, all right, bro, I just need you to drive me in this caddy to these places, and I just got to drop some shit off.
Don't worry about the cops. Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Dude, that'd be the best. You'd be really so inconspicuous if I had especially like the lift stickers on. They'd be like, oh.
Imagine lift stickers.
Guy, like, you know,
plus
look at
that
this dumbass,
pink thing.
you know, driving around. Yeah,
you know, that pink thing. So like your car would stick out, and the cops would just be like, oh, it's a Lyft driver driving someone somewhere.
Yeah, you know.
Not suspicious at all. Then he gets out in a freaking Mormon little suit and looks like a, what are they called? The dudes that walk
like
around.
A deacon or like a freaking missionary.
Missionary.
Yeah.
Hops out a lift. No one's going to arrest a missionary. You walk up with your backpack, hand him a book. Inside the book is cut out with the product. He grabs the book, gives you his book with the money in it. You leave. That's how I would do it.
Dude, 100% you could get away with it. Because you could like pull right up into like the areas where the lines are and be like waiting, you know, for them to come. And they know you're just right there to pick someone up or whatever as you go in and did it. You could like come back and there would be no repercussions, you know. You'd have no like, there would be no one stopping you really. Because that's one thing I realized too, like when I was doing electrical work, like anytime, like it didn't matter what building I'd go. Like I remember one time I went to a building and I just had to go fix these sconce lights on the outside, and I just threw the ladder up on the thing, climbed up on there because I was young, doing service calls or whatever. Headphones in, tool belt on, walking in there, basically just go start working away, doing the stuff, get out of there, go back down, go talk to him and like have him sign the bid. You know, hey, this is what I did, this whatever. And like, oh, we were wondering what you were doing up there. We just seen you up there. We're like, what the heck? There's a kid up there. And I was like, you didn't say anything? You didn't, like, it didn't seem weird? And they're like, well, you just had headphones in, so we were like, oh, he's going to be busy. And with the tool belt on, I just assumed you were doing something. And I'm like, man, I could put a tool belt on and just headphones, and no one's going to, because like the second they see it, they'll even look up, okay. You could like, dude, no one even talk to you. So if you did that, drop someone off, and then just like walk out with headphones and shit, I guarantee probably they won't even be like, whatever, you know, like even stop you with just headphones on.
That's the same thing when I worked back for PRD Construction. When we were doing that installation shit. All the guys, like the sales guys that were dressed up in like tuxedos and shit, or like suits, they would get 2-3 houses a day. A guy went around with a hard hat, a construction belt, and one of those vests, the construction vests. He almost got every single house he went to sign up for it. because they seen him as a construction worker. Like, oh, dude, you're not some kind of like money laundering motherfucker who just wants money real quick. Like some greedy scheme guy. You actually look like you're a hardworking dude. Because he'd walk up in jeans, work boots, look like a construction worker, and he'd tell him like, I work for PRD Construction, and we do installation for free, and this and that and that, and the people would listen to him. And same with me, like me and Zach, we went and got little $2 vests, and we put them on, and people were more willing to listen to you if you were dressed like a what do they call? What's the word? I can't think of it right now.
Like a foreman or something?
No, like a laboring person. What are they called?
A blue collar worker.
Yeah, like if you're dressed more like a blue collar worker and not in a suit, people are more willing to listen to you.
I can see it, especially for that, like the trade and stuff like that. Because I would almost feel like, oh man, you're gonna actually do it, because that same thing would come to me with like someone in a suit and stuff. I'd be like, wait, what? What are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, you're just the sales guy. Get the fuck off my yard, like. But you see a dude walk up and he's got dirty ass work boots, hands are grimy. He's got a dirty ass clipboard, and he's just like, we're going around, And you'd give him that second of your time. You'd be like, yeah, let me listen to this guy. What do you got to say?
Yeah, especially if it's free.
Yeah.
It looks like you're doing it. I believe you.
Yeah, but the other dudes, they just go around. It's like the dish guys who sell fucking internet or whatever. As soon as they walk up to your door, you're like, dude, get the fuck away from here. If I wanted internet, I'd call you.
Man.
Like, I don't need your stupid...
Well, we're doing
Geek
Squad.
Yeah, we're doing it's a special edition thing where you get 6 months for $20, and then after that we charge you an extra $20 on top of everything to make up for the $20 that we lost every month prior.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, get the fuck off my yard.
Like, this works.
Yeah, but people love that visual candy when it comes to people working. Like, same with me in my work uniform. Like, I walk into like any auto parts place, like AutoZone or Checkers or whatever, and dude, you get special treatment in there. Like, I walked in and I was looking for
you're
spark
gonna
plugs.
buy something.
Yeah. Well, I walked in and I was looking for spark plugs, and the guy like comes around the corner, around behind like one of the walls. He's like, "Hey, what you looking for, bud?" And I'm like, "I need spark plugs and spark plug wires for an 85 Golf." And he goes, "Well, come back here. Let's hook you up." And there's you know how they have like the walls, the back walls that you can't really like do anything. They're not aisles; they're just back walls. In between two of them, there's a black curtain, and if you go behind that black curtain, there's a special checkout line. Yeah, it's like a black checkout line. I didn't even know it fucking existed. But there's a cashier always back there. It's like some kind of
too much.
Yeah, he's like, you have to use the phone and stuff. He's like, the phone will just come out this hole right here.
Put it in your butt.
You can talk to it all you want, do whatever,
No, it was pretty cool. Like, I walked back there, and the guy's like, "What do you need?" And I told him exactly what I needed. Punched it in the computer. Went, pulled it off the shelf, brought it back. Gave me a discount. Printed it out for me on a piece of paper, and I walked out.
You get a discount?
Yeah.
Why?
Always, dude.
Always, on everything.
Just say you work for a body shop and you get a discount.
Really?
Yeah, it's silliness. Like, I went in, even to the audio place, the car audio place downtown on 9th.
California Audio?
Something like that.
The one by the shop?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I went in there and I went to buy a piece for a stereo, like the connector piece. And it was like $16. And then I took $10 off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because I was in there in my uniform.
You're a boy from the shop, eh?
He's like, "Oh, you're in the industry." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What shop do you work at?" I'm like, "This one." He's like, "All right, I'll give you their discount." He gave me the discount.
Like cops when they look out for each other. We look after our own now here.
Yeah.
You want them spark plug wires, boy? I'll give you the spark you need. Right here.
Put that microphone in your mouth.
Yeah.
Deeper. No, but it's seriously like the weirdest feeling ever when you get a discount on something that other people don't. Because they're not in the industry.
Should we take a break?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take a piss break and be right back.
That's a funny looking beard you got there. Thanks. You ever thought of maybe tightening it up with a little brown beard oil? Huh? I like going all natural. All natural. This is all natural. Natural oils. We got freaking sweet almond oil. We got that tasty grapeseed oil, nice and smooth for your beard. And then fresh scents of all natural cinnamon, cedarwood, and eucalyptus, rosemary. I don't know what else is in there. gypsy tears. Okay, I'll take an order of 20 gypsy tears. Perfect. And what do you do with these gypsy tears? You can rub them on your face. You rub them all over your beard and it makes you feel good, eh? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna look like a badass motherfucker, and all you gotta know is you use the promo code LOSTMINDS. LOSTMINDS. 25% off any Banff product. Go to brickanderson.com. Banff Beard Oils. 25% off. Run and tell your mother, kid. What are you waiting for?
Well, welcome back. Where are you two from?
I'm from your mother's
You don't say. What region? Deep inside?
The other regions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about you? Where are you from?
I am from Zarnia. That's kind of like Narnia, but not really. But real.
The sea, it's extreme. It's like Dragon Ball Z.
Have you ever even watched that show? It's pretty sweet.
The real Dragon Ball Z?
The real Dragon Ball Z.
With people?
The dragon. The dragon. Wom, 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 wom.
Where are you from?
I'm from Perseonate.
Percy Whitey on you?
Perseonate. Known by your people. But by my people, it is known as the Holy Grail place of the living. Doesn't really make any sense in your language, but in mine it sounds pretty cool. And there's an explosion.
I'm trying to go to Jerusalem too.
Who, you?
You guys?
Jerusalem is make-believe. There's no such thing. It's
Mecca.
I have been researching your planet's Google, and it seems that you have a lot of incorrect information on there about the universe and stuff. The Earth is not round. It's actually flat. And it flips like a coin. Yep. And there's good people on one side, and then there's you guys, the shipwrecks, on the other side. You're just a bunch of pieces of crap. And I just thought I'd come over here and tell you how shitty you are, shipwrecks. And, how much time do they got left? Not long, no.
It's like, what are you doing?
Melting you into one of us.
Dude, he's got a boner. Dude, get that out.
Yeah, baby. It's good to be home. It's good to be home. Welcome back. Welcome. Nothing like pickups, man. The penis is always the juiciest. Yum. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the Lost Minds podcast.
Now we are back.
Welcome back to the place you get lost.
You're lost.
I'm lost.
Well, once you're lost, you can then be found.
No, sometimes now they find your corpse.
You're out in the wilderness. All right, I got one for you.
Uh-oh.
When a plane crashes on an international flight right on the border of Mexico and the United States, where the heck do they bury the survivors?
Depends on their citizenship. If they're Americans, they bury them here. If they're not Americans, they just throw them in the Gulf.
They just leave them there.
Come on, I said survivors, dude. Where did they bury the survivors?
Oh.
They're alive. What are you, kind of murderers or something? You're gonna bury these people? Like, they're basically just sitting, they're just sitting there. You're just like throwing dirt on them. Excuse me, sir. Sir, lay down. You're like, sir, what are you bringing all this dirt in for?
There are no
burying
survivors.
them.
We're supposed to die.
Yeah.
It's like I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about why they shoot people in like mass graves. The other guy's like, it's because it's convenient. You don't have to clean up. You don't have to have a cleanup crew.
Just one bulldozer.
That's
brutal.
basically that was the idea of it, for like concentration camps. Like the reason they use gas and all that shit was like it's easy. Load them all up. Here we go.
Damn. The cleanup crew.
You'd have to be a real savage to do that. Like a badger savage.
Dude, an alien could do that. Come in there like super high. I don't even know what it would be, some kind of ray gun or something, and just see that we're breathing oxygen and turn it all into freaking nitrogen. We're like,
I'd be like, it doesn't affect me. I'm a doomsday prepper.
I wore this mask. I made a charcoal mask. Had a freaking nylons and charcoal.
Just charcoal. It's like a stocking
paint
full
respirator
of
mask.
charcoal.
Dude, we need to be wearing those paint respirator masks just freaking for the pollution. I mean, it's getting a little better now, but Salt Lake City is.
I was actually thinking about it, dude. Getting one of those white ones.
That's how the smog ones are.
ones.
Have you seen those? Smog masks. They sell them at like Iconoclad and all those like places. It's like basically a weird little ski mask. Got two little white little filters on the front, but it's just like the bandit type ones, not like the actual respirators with organic filters. They're like got the little vents.
Well, did they look pretty cool?
I mean, they're all right. They look like ski masks, the black ones that like kind of go tight.
The one that Bane wears.
Yeah, like Bane.
You are not the chosen one.
You've barely lived in Salt Lake. I was born in it.
Dude, there's got to be some kind of repercussions, I imagine, of a baby or something born in that shit.
In this shit, dude?
Fuck yeah, because everything is in there. We got the gas plants right there. We got the cars. We got the fucking brake
Acid
dust.
rain in those summers.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like...
It's pretty nice.
Sketchy. Because when China, didn't they make some big-ass fans or something like that? Or some ions, like electronic
They're
things?
building greenhouse towers.
Because I see they're like becoming like a leader in solar energy and stuff. It's like, oh my
they're
god,
crazy.
we should build little fans or something to like...
Just blow all the air towards
Everybody
to Canada.
Your fans south towards Provo.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Get it out of here.
Just send it over the wall and then we'll put up the wall.
Just leave the wall open, let it all go out, and then close it real quick. We won, guys. We won.
Oh, God, dude. You know what I love about this great planet of ours? It could just be destroyed so easily. Like the other day when that pipe broke, there was no water, and everyone's like, I came home, and I'm like, I guess I'm going to go take a shower. And I'm like, oh, there's no water. Now I stink. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? What am I going to do? So I got mad at my neighbor for his fucking pipe being broken. I was like, that fucking guy, dude.
Yeah.
Probably because he parked his stupid Jeep there and the pipe broke. But...
Was it a fire hydrant?
No, I don't even know what
Just
it was.
like
You know more
dig it
about
or
it than I
something?
do.
It was just the main line.
Just the old line broke.
Busted it at my mom's house. And so like it was right at the little gate and stuff like that. So right where it meets up underneath the cement, it like busted. That's like the third or fourth time that they've had a pipe bust over there and stuff. It's
In like your yard, dude.
Yeah, because you've had one in your yard.
Yeah, I've had it twice in my yard.
That shit always happens there. They're like old and shitty. It's almost like I wonder if it's going to be like Flint, Michigan. Where like that's how basically all their shit was. They had bad infrastructure. No one really followed some regulations. Pipes started corroding into the dirt and all that stuff. Next thing you know, they're getting poisoned and weird rust and shit's coming out of the pipes and that.
I could see that, yeah, because I know every time a pipe like that breaks, I have like these little rock filters on my faucets and shit. And every time a pipe like that breaks, I got to open them up and clean them out because they're full of rocks.
Oh, right at the tip thing. Oh, yeah.
Like there's just like decent sized rocks too, and it jams up my shower heads too. So I have to like unscrew the shower heads and check the filters in there because they get full of little rocks.
Oh wow!
But yeah, it took me back to like the Stone Age, dude. I was just like, I can't take a shower. Like
I can't take a shower. Guess I'm gonna hop on the internet real quick.
Yeah, and I googled.
Stinky.
I'm like, how to make myself not stink without a shower.
A hooker shower, dude.
A hooker shower, and it came up with take garlic. You want to rub garlic on your wiener, on your wankus, and then I was like, this is wrong, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Dude, what you do is you get a little propane heater, And it has a little shower head attached to it, and you just hang that shit up in a tree, and you just put it in a little bucket of water and just heat it up. Take a little shower. You could even put it inside.
Or wait till a rainfall. Stand outside butt naked.
Yeah.
But
Like
we
day
live
of
in
any
Utah,
day,
and
run
Utah's
out
got
there and
acid
shit.
rain, dude. I wouldn't want to do that.
Dude, you want to get clean or not? Dude, this gets all that dirt right off you.
That's
You get
true.
the power of
You just gotta
acid.
keep your eyes closed.
It's like, so hey, shit. Getting clean here. It's like, say yeah.
No, but like, imagine if the power went out and the water went out. Stone Age, dude. Back
What
to
do you
the
mean I
fucking
can't use the
Stone
toilet?
Age.
Shitting in the bucket, dude.
I'd be
That's why we
pooping in
gotta-
the middle of the fucking street,
Dude,
like right in
Yeah,
the
you're
middle,
not gonna
dude.
Fix my fucking electricity. Take this. It's a turd in the middle of the street.
at least-
Fucking, I can't do it right
You
now.
want to
But
take a picture? It'll last longer, lady.
this is my town, huh? This is my whole block. I'm as
fucking
far as you
marking
can
it.
smell this shit. No, this is my area, huh? It's like over there taking shits in on the corners, like freaking back to the animals, like dogs. Hey, Tony, get the fuck out of here! He's like pissing on there and having a sword fight with piss. This is my property.
first one to run out loses.
Yeah, no pressure in your stream, old man. Get out of here. He's like,
Get out of here.
he's like, oh my goodness, next dude. So basically, how the anarchy will be like.
A lot of
Pretty
pee.
much,
and
government
shit
will
on
be
the streets.
settled by like people peeing.
Everyone pissing. And...
freaking
This is how the animals do it. They mark the fucking ground. No, but if all hell did break loose, I'd probably be murdering people left, right, and center.
like the purge.
Just to purge.
Just head to Harmon's, dude, or
Harmon's?
nearest grocery store and
Why?
stock up.
Fuck. I don't even know
What
what
would
I
you
would
stock
do.
up on? What would you stock up on?
Probably diapers.
He's like people.
Because that way you can shit on the go, dude. If you're in a combat situation, let's say it's you versus like 4 tangos, right? Who's got to pee and poop first? They do, because you're carrying it with you. You know? You're just going mid-combat, you're firing, you feel the urge.
I thought you were just wanting to party, dude, and you're like non-stop partying, dude. We don't even stop to take a shit. And just,
Dude, you don't party in a fucking global apocalypse
dude, how do you know?
unless you're like set up and you got yourself a little kingdom
You
going.
ever seen freaking Independence Day when they're like, oh, welcome aliens, hey, oh, you're welcome here, and on top of the building, and they're like fucking zap them.
Destroy the entire
The whole building.
I have seen that, and that was fucking great because
It'd be like that, dude.
that is
They're like
exactly
partying.
what. Changed the fucking. I have seen that movie, and that is exactly what we would
do to you humans.
That was crazy, dude.
Thanks, dude. I can
Channel minor, really.
I can change my voice pretty good.
Throwing your voice like a ventriloquist.
But what would you do if, let's say, the power went out right now?
I'd get a freaking gun, fucking, because America. No, this guy that always comes into my work, I don't know, end up talking to people about all kinds of stuff, especially regulars that, you know, coming in and out. And one guy's like, man, I've been stocking up on toilet paper. He's like, that's one thing I'm going to be using, like, for currency when the apocalypse comes. People are like
that's
looking for
wrong.
toilet paper. And I was like, dude, I've used, like, leaves and shit. I'm like, a shirt or socks. I'm like, dude, I'll be using anything, dude. And I was like trying to think of like what
Water?
would be. Water, I
Alcohol.
think, would be a big one. Water and like, I bet weird.
No, I'm talking about
shit.
water. Using water to wipe your butt.
I know, something more cleansing and stuff like
Why
that.
would you want toilet paper? That shit leaves. First, it leaves a trace. So when I'm hunting you, I find the toilet paper and I pick it up. It smells
brick.
fresh. It's
Yeah.
brick. And they go,
High
how do you
sugar
know that's
intake
brick?
we got over here.
See that hair right there?
Yeah.
Got a high sugar tank, and usually he has or see this right here around that looks like what would have been maybe the first part. There's a string of bodaggets attached to some little furlies of hair. It means he didn't wipe very good before. That's a trait of that boy. Extreme tracking.
Or at least 2 days
You
out.
taste that?
Yeah.
Yep. That's tea. That's brick.
Dude, that'd be so funny. Like, you taste that? Yeah, it tastes like shit. I know. I know. All right, let's go.
I can't believe you tasted that.
You make your fucking scout taste it. Here, taste it, boy. Tell me what you tell. Tastes like shit. Of course it tastes like shit. Of course it tastes like shit, dumbass.
It's like, we learned a good lesson here, a valuable lesson here. He's our weakest link, boys. We're making fun of him. It's like, That's how it was back in the day, dude. My boss was telling me some shit about the Boy Scouts. He's like, they had us doing weird rituals and stuff. Where they had to, like, freaking take their shirts off, and shit, and run around fires and shit like that. And, like, they would, like, throw things at them and shit. I'm like, what the fuck kind of... And they're like, yeah, everyone was doing it. They had to do that. I'm like, I seriously, if I was at a young age and someone was like, take your shirt off and run around here and do this. Like, oh, they did some shit. I'd be like, why the fuck? Like, I would instantly be questioning. Like, why am I doing this? Like, because it's part of the group. I'm like, what group? Like, isn't this what I'm already in the group? I come to your scouts. Like, dude, and it's such a different time, you know? Back then, like, it's fine. Just get whipped a few times. And
I would have been butt naked if he was like, take off your shirt. I'd be like, fuck, why stop there, dude? Take my pants off, whopping around, flopping it. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, if you can't handle it, get out
Take off
the
your
kitchen.
shirts, and you're like, damn, I was going to do that one first, but I figured I would go with the pants. Like,
So, dude, you can't party unless you got everything off. That's what I tell them.
Pants off.
Of course.
Admir, how'd you get that patch?
Patch.
Fucking, I was all nude at the Boy Scouts.
Oh, yeah. This is my pink patch. It means I revealed a lot of skin.
Dude, there was like, there was that serial killer that was doing like Boy Scouting or whatever, and having him do crazy shit. Yeah, he's just going town to town because back in the day, you just had to be like a cool dude, no affiliation and shit. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's really good with the kids. I love them boys. They're like little creatures to me. I'd always take care of them, pet their little heads if I had them cut off and laying on my shelf.
What?
Pet up every night. That's how much I love these boys. Next thing you know, dude.
You been doing it?
No, that's how it used to be. And then they'd be like, he's all right. And then fucking let them, like, pretty much take the kids out, go on these trips, and they'd do shit like that. And doing weird shit. And there was a string of groups this one guy was going to. I wish I could remember the dude's name. Some serial killer dude. Like, torturing them and shit. And having them doing, like, basically event things that were, like, basically to torture and stuff like that for their initiations and things like that.
Saw style.
Yeah, oh, dude, that'd
You
be
boys wanna
crazy,
play a
dude. He's like,
little game?
oh, yeah. Oh, God. He's like, only one of you is going to make it out.
Oh, God,
Crawl
dude.
through these razors.
Dude, what's your worst one? What would be like a bad torture thing?
What do you mean?
I hated the syringe one.
Oh, that was the one I
The-
did hate it
the
too. And people
fucking
always like sometimes
pull
be
of
like, "That's not that
syringe.
bad." I'm like,
Oh,
get the fuck out of here.
Syringe.
Syringes, just with needles everywhere, dude. Used needles.
And they had
in
to, like-
basically a pool. You had to go in there and dig something out.
It was like a key or some shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Used syringes, like looks like the ones from like hypodermic needles.
Don't they
and
end
shit.
up pushing someone in there and
The
just
guy
being
just
like,
tosses that one chick in there.
Mhm.
He's like, "Get the fucking key," and she's like, "Ah!" Just like flipping them, you know, like digging through them. They're all sticking to her arms. That one's one, and the one where they're sticking the hands up through. But even like the original one, the original Saw, where he had the leg was on there, and they gave him the thing where like the ultimatum was at the end, like basically saw your leg off. Just that one, even though the other ones got way more extreme and more intense. Like that was the first one I heard of. That one, I was like, damn.
Well, isn't he
Like when-
handcuffed?
Yeah, because he was like strapped to it and stuff like that, and he couldn't get through the thing, and they had to get the key, and the one guy was in the middle, was just dead, but basically he wasn't. Spoiler alert. And you know he had the shit on him and stuff, and the one guy eventually ends up cutting his leg off, you know. And that one's intense because that one's so easy to do. Like that one's so easy to be on there. Where like guys like you could just tie up your leg or a hand, you know, and be like, have a saw there. I mean, if you want to live, you can get out. You know, or you can just stay here and
That
rot
one
to-
is
rot to
easy.
death. And you just end up cutting your hand off, you know, like the guy that did it for the rock. Like they got his arm stuck in that rock, you know? Dude, it's crazy. You could like eat that one. I'm like, when I first seen that, I'm like, that could easily happen. Easily.
Well, the best way to do that one was just take your shirt off or something.
Ring
Like
it
right
around
now, you want
Whip
to
it
take
around
your
your
shirt
head
off.
and shit real fast. Yeah, yeah. Yeah! And at this point, you got the party going, so you don't have to worry about nothing.
Yep.
It's like,
No,
Adrenaline's
like just
gonna
take it
be
off and
pumping.
like tie your leg to where the point where your leg gets numb, and then
Tourniquet
just,
it?
yeah, and go to town.
Mm.
But the one
won't
where
be
like with the
that numb.
syringes, dude, that gets fucking twisted.
Oh,
That's where it gets twisted.
'Cause you don't
First,
what they are,
I
dude.
know
What
how
if
to
it's
do
like
it,
some-
dude. You make a human bridge, then you have the lightest person get on top in the middle, hang upside down, reach down and grab it. They're fools.
or
And then
throw
while
something
you're
down.
up
Was the
there-
key on top of all the syringes?
I
Like,
have
you
no
could see it?
idea. I think you have to like dig for it or something.
Yeah, it was
right?
like it was on one key that was like neon, like lit up or something. So one of the syringes had something lit up inside of it. They're all just like gross ass. The used part ones would be the weirdest. But that's what made, like, have you seen the Human Centipede? Mm-hmm.
Kind of. I had my eyes closed through.
Yeah, so the first one, it's like they get picked up by they like pitch up this crazy guy, gets the hitchhikers. Basically, he's like an actual surgeon, wants to put them together and does it. And he's like a surgeon, so he's like skilled and he like does this shit and he like actually does it and he's done it with dogs and creates this monster where he has like them trying to do the actual thing. Fucking the second one is one that I thought was the concept was way more intense because it's a fucking dude who becomes like a fan of it. He watches it all the time and shit and just captures people and attempts to do it as a fan. And keeping true to the movie, since he's such a fan, he goes for fucking 12 people. So he gets 12 people to make like actual centipede. And then when he goes to do that, he just straight up cuts their Achilles tendon with scissors. He like staples their fucking lips to the ass and shit like that. He like straight up hardcore, dude. Like they're shitting through like the little staples through their mouths and shit because he just gives them straight up X-lax because they're like no one's doing anything. He like fucking breaks their legs up, like their knees, and oh my god, dude, it's like a crazy, like that would be like the worst way. Like that's probably how some crazy psycho would fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing shit like that hasn't happened.
It probably has, dude.
It probably has, but it's crazy.
Yeah, back in the olden days, he got away with it. Now it's probably really hard.
I wouldn't say it's hard nowadays. I still think crazy shit like that happens. Like
I think Admir could do it.
I think,
He's like,
I'll show you by crazy.
well, even with like the terrorists in that, dude. It's kind of like that one guy. It was like not what's his name, Nissim. I think he was in France, maybe. But I just heard on a podcast they were talking about him, and I think it was ISIS. It was an attack, and they claimed ISIS really quick. Oh, ISIS, like that's our boy, blah blah. Comes to find out, the guy can't recite anything in the Quran. The guy had been screwed up for years, like, and that he didn't know that he had been like twisted and demented, and he had been like doing crazy weird things, and like he would just like when he had a girlfriend, he would just pour like fucking beer on her face or like champagne, and she'd wake up, what the hell, and he'd just be standing over her doing like people just doing weird shit, you know. He's like a weird guy, and he became like the mass murderer or whatever, and did that same thing. And then they were saying that guy, the Virginia Tech, the killer, the Korean guy or whatever was the killer, he like at the time like no one knew, he didn't have any friends, and like no one knew, so they didn't talk to him or nothing. But the parents only cared about him having good grades, and then like they never even like thought to be like, oh, he's weird. Oh yeah, because afterwards like, oh yeah, he talked to like imaginary people and he did, you know, the shit like that, and like and there's no like
demons more.
Yeah,
like
basically like people are crazy already, you know, and sometimes there's a thin line that gets them out, you know,
that flips them over.
Yeah, or sometimes they'll be dumb-witted to it, like, oh, what? I did what? You know.
Yeah.
It's called friendship, dude.
I think that the worst one was that fucking ice truck killer or whatever the fuck he was. The dude that was driving around with the semi-truck. He had like a little ice room in the back of his trailer, and he'd take hitchhikers back there and drive them around in his truck across the country, like pick up hitchhikers and murder them. Like you can't catch him because he's everywhere, and all those
constantly on the move.
Yeah, constantly on the move, and just picking up random people. It's like who knows who picks you up on the side of the road. But
how do you know you gone missing?
Yeah,
right?
Especially if you're kind of like nomading and stuff, kind of just going.
I just find it weird that people don't see another human being as like a living organism or someone who cares. They're just like, I'm murdering this guy. What's happening? It's like, but what about like, you know, his feelings, his life, his, I don't know, perception on everything. It's like, oh, that doesn't matter. It just matters that he's dead.
That's where like,
how can you do that?
Well, that's what's crazy. That's what the kind of argument comes when people kind of plead insanity and do some stuff. So, like, if someone does that, you know, and then they plead insanity and they take medication, they think they're all right, and you like let them out. Like, is that okay? You know, because like if you think about it, like we think of all these crazy things, we have these crazy ideas and everything that we always like think of, but like someone like that, this crazy whole thing, like, oh my god, whatever it is, they actually did it. You know, they went out and done it, and they were like, I've changed now. But like. They've like gone to that level. It's annoying that they've taken to that level, even though they maybe like taken medication, do stuff like that. like
They've
for
crossed that
someone,
line.
yeah, that's like pretty much murdered somebody like that, like this in some kind of massacre. It's like it gets to a point where you're kind of like, well, dude, that's nothing to you because you say it isn't, but you've done it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
nothing like getting
so
to
like
that.
you know when you're like in a creepy old house and you're walking around and you get that feeling like, man, dude, what if there's a murderer in here? Do you think a murderer ever gets that feeling? Where it's like, man, dude, is there probably another murderer in here gonna murder me?
Just make that eye contact and nod.
Well, I bet they're like gotta be like kind of a little narcissistic, so they're probably just like. But it's like you ever, because I remember I used to get kind of scared of the dark, but then I always started not getting scared of the dark because I remember like I could hide in the dark, you know, I can go like do like things in the
The
dark.
murderers
as well.
can see in the dark. Night
But
vision.
think about like
true.
when you're like, I used to love scaring people, and I still like doing that shit. Like I'll run sometimes into a room and be like, oh, I'm gonna scare somebody. And then knowing that I'm going to be the person scaring, like I'll even forget what's even in the room, and sometimes there'll be like dogs or like people, whatever, you know, and I'm go do something, and I'm like, just I'm gonna be the scare, you know, and then that whole like thing goes out of the
Jumping through this
Really?
my neighbor's window and just
like
hide.
in my eyes, like let's say there was like a blacked out room, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go hide in this room. So when Brian comes in, I'm gonna scare him. I'm always thinking like, what if there's someone in that room waiting for me to walk in there?
Yeah.
Like that's the thought process that goes through my head. So I'm like, I don't really want to go in there because there could be someone waiting in there to murder me.
That'd be a good movie, dude. 2 murderers find an abandoned house, and they're killing their suspects. Like one's on the top floor, one's in the basement. Then they come across the other body, and they're like, "Oh,
Or they both simultaneously figure out that there's someone else in the house with them,
uh-huh."
and they go on the hunt to murder the other person.
Ooh.
You think they would want to be the top dog murderer?
Get it made, Disney.
Yeah, I wonder if you could do a reality show like that, dude.
What?
You can get the top murderer, be like the 10 best murderers here who can murder each other. It's a clue. They have to like kill each other without like getting caught and stuff. Number 1 murderer gets out free. We'll let you out.
Not,
Or maybe
he doesn't get out.
Maybe give him a free kill. I don't know.
Well, you just killed 9 other murderers, so going back
What's
to jail.
10?
There's like a crazy twist. You're like, you are the number 1 murderer, and he's like, yeah, and just like fucking douche.
Shoots
Just
him in the
caps him
Thanks
right.
for killing the rest of the murderers for us.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's called justice. Kadoosh.
Dude, one thing I found, I was watching a video the other day about a Marine talking about his experience in Iraq. It was his like very first 6 hours of deployment. So we got there, they all got in their Jeeps and shit, and he was the gunner on top of a Humvee. And he said they drove into like an alleyway, and a bunch of dudes come running out with AKs, and he just starts unloading. And he's like, it was more of like a panic fire. So like I shot, and like my tracers just went everywhere. And the dust settled, and dudes were still standing there, like looking at me, kind of in shock, like when a mouse goes up to a mousetrap and it snaps right in front of it, but it doesn't hit him. Like the mouse just goes into like shock. It was kind of like
Deer
that.
in the headlights.
Yeah, like deer in the headlights look. He's like, so I just adjusted my gun a little bit higher. And he's like, I just unloaded again. He's like, there was just like arms and legs flying everywhere. And he's like, that was the first people I killed. And he's like, I looked him straight in the eyes before I did it. And I'm like, if you think about it, like the dude's shooting at them with the rocks, basically throwing rocks at them faster than the speed of sound. And it's like, dude, people are killing each other with rocks still to this day.
Lead.
Little slinging lead.
Slinging lead.
Oh.
Which is insane. Like,
That is like, I don't know. It's kind of mind blowing. We're like an advanced version of just throwing rocks.
yeah, an advanced version of throwing a rock as hard as you
I throw a
can.
rock really hard and 30 rounds per second, motherfucker. It's like, whoa,
It's like, watch my
30
rocks
rocks
fall.
per second, damn.
I throw boulders, fucking rocket launcher.
If you were in a shitty situation like that, what would be the worst way you could possibly think someone could kill you?
Landmine. And you know you're standing on it.
Like, you step on it, it's like, click.
Mm-hmm. And you're just like, well,
Yeah, it's still a possibility of getting out, though.
if you got lead boots on, just untie it. Take it off.
Being stuck there would like be
Don't
the
sneeze.
shittiest, you know. Like the longer the prolonger would be the worst. Like
Mm-hmm. Just knowing.
POW, would really suck. It'd be like, on Black Hawk Down when he
Mm-hmm.
freaking the one sniper's like laying there and he's like, and the guy like runs up and he's like, just has his gun.
Dude, no.
Boom!
The
Hits him with his face.
The shittier
fucking
one
right
would
at
be
the gun.
when
It's like,
the hawk goes
shit.
down. You're sitting in there, crash landed, you're still alive, but like fucking 50 Somalians, was it? Start running up on you, and you're just like, well, I got a clip with 13 rounds.
That's
Good-
where you decide
good game.
whether I use all 13 on them or
12
use
and
12
then one.
and then one.
Dude, that'd be intense.
But for me, dude, I think either a knife fight with another person, or if you were tied down and they had a knife to your throat, would probably be the worst.
The struggle battle is for
Like, yeah,
push
just
it down.
imagine like a strand, or even if they like the moment where they get that upper hand and they're on top of you pushing the knife down, like in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, he's
Oh,
talking to
yeah.
him. Oh,
Yeah, that would, or like even in John Wick when he like stabs the dude in the chest like 3 times and then he like,
That's weird.
stabs him in the throat, like right up the jaw,
yeah.
and the guy's like sitting there choking on his own blood and he's just watching him. Like,
I
I
like
think,
how he just stares at him.
yeah, that would be the worst because like just imagine being the guy that's dying, like everything's running through your head. You're like, I just got stabbed, like I'm dying, and you're just looking at the other dude and then you're over, game over.
Dang it, I
Yeah,
shouldn't have
it's
worked
done.
today.
Yep, I should have called in sick. But
Damn.
I think a knife fight with anybody would probably be the worst. That's why I think about ancient battles where you're like fighting each other with, your wood chopping
Mace.
axe or a mace or something. Just imagine running at another group of people and you might die here in the next hour.
Well, dude, the musket fights where you're standing like right across from the dude's about to shoot you. Inaccurate fucking
Yeah, dude.
musket.
That'd be terrible.
That's
too.
that's like how we won the freaking Revolutionary War. Where all these little farmers and all these red coats line up. They're like lining,
Guerrilla warfare.
yeah, everyone's all line up, and we're just like, fuck that shit. Everyone's like hide behind walls, like fucking peeking through windows. Oh.
Unfair.
They're using unfair tactics, sire.
Send more men.
Yeah, we will not break colony, for we are the Queen's men. After like more, it's more like fucking. Oh, they got one.
Well, winning.
Fucking, yeah, the bolts like they had the muskets like opened up like a fan, like a cone. You could go in any direction that rolls out of there. I think if it just rolled out of the top.
It's like
It's like when that comes back down, it's really gonna hurt.
when that you're gonna have a goose egg for a week.
Yeah. Nobody looks up and gets him right in the eye. Different times, dude. Oh my god.
No, back then, dude, that would have been brutal. Those were like real people.
Real men.
But not even men. Like, you imagine the women back then, dude. They're brutal.
In the kitchen.
Kitchen. Dude, like,
It was brutal. It was tough too. It
No.
sucks being stuck in the.
For real though, the women back in the day, you'd bring home a rabbit, throw it on the table. She's gonna chop it in half, gut it.
I know, huh? They were like
Skin
not
it.
scared of
She's
nothing.
not
really.
scared of shit. Oh, you
nowadays
brought a
they're like, what
fucking
is that,
moose?
celery?
Straight up give birth to a woman like in a fucking prairie. Just like on some fucking wheatgrass.
Wait, a woman gives birth to a woman?
Hell yeah, dude.
Full blown?
Straight up, she's like,
There used
it's like
to be
fucking Ace
full-grown
Ventura.
babies.
Just like, about time, Sherry. It's like, that's polygamy. That's how they get their second wife.
It's like, blah, 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 blah.
Throws himself a second one. I'll have 2 of you. I promise I'll grow me a clone later on this year. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
You think about that though. There's like giving birth, splash water on it, or like what the fuck?
Try spitting on it.
No medication. All these girls, I'm going natural this year with no drugs or whatever. It's like, dude,
I know.
you ever been
It's nuts, dude. Erica's
laying
doing
there,
it.
dude? Yeah, it's like, you ever been laying there just giving
Have-
birth to a baby? No, never have. Fucking lucky. You're fucking lucky. Like that's like, oh my god.
It's crazy, dude. I'm excited.
My ass hurts when I take a big shit, dude. And I'm like, oh, damn.
Because you're
dude.
scared of the shit, dude.
No,
You can't be scared of the
Do
shit.
a wipe, and I'm like, oof, damn. That was-
Wait, are you properly sitting down?
In my squatty potty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like keep my feet propped up on the mop. pull it forward.
On the mop.
Might work. There's a little mop stand. Pull it forward.
What? I hope nobody hears this.
Take a shit inside the mop bucket,
we
dude.
just found out who
Rick's like,
fucking
I take
shits in
shit
mop
inside the
bucket.
mop bucket.
Just do the squat on top of the toilet.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I usually just walk
That's
outside
what the
and do it
stools
in
are
the
like,
yard.
dude. The stools basically looks like the ones I've seen, at least on the internet. It basically looks like the mop bucket. Kind of just got like a stool thing in it. You can like wheel it over or like set it there if you have the different kind. You put it there and it pushes your feet up in the air. You're taking a dump.
You should try the new fad, dude. You hang upside down. You take a shit. It's called 50-50.
This is pouring.
There's a 50% chance it hits you in the face or not.
I don't think I could do it.
You're like, oh, it's running, it's running.
You don't feel like you get it all.
Oh, it's going down my back.
Or it's like a solid one. You just got like a tail, kind of curls up over like a tail, and you're like, "Damn, dude!" You're like kind of shaking. It's still kind of like attached. It's a little more grippy than the rest.
Oh, dude.
You know,
That's why you eat fiber, boys and girls.
gotta have a fiber-filled one.
You're like,
It is good. Good to have fiber. But dude, maybe we should wrap this up. We've been doing it for like an hour. We can sign off and then, try again another day. Thanks for listening. You can always find me at anything at Brick. Also, I'm doing the beard oil. So there's Banff beard oils on my website at brickanderson.com. And if you use the promo code Lost Minds, you get 25% off every fucking purchase there. It's kind of cool. I thought that was cool. So go ahead, try it out.
You can find me at Instagram. Just got to search my name.
you can't find me anywhere.
Ghost. I'm a ghost. All right. Well, you can definitely find them all over the place. Brian at the Beast. Brian and yeah. That's it. Goodbye.